and welcome to I Am Catholic, and today we're going to be talking about how to handle our worries and anxieties in a Catholic way. Yesterday I took a major college exam, and after I took the test I was moping around all day, feeling very pessimistic and sad because I wasn't really sure if I did a good job or not, or if I passed it, and it just left me feeling in a really bad mood. This is not to say I didn't study. I spent a lot of time in the past weeks preparing for this and studying. But, when you take the test, sometimes things happen. So, who knows, maybe I did really pass and maybe I did an awesome job and that's exciting. So I really gotta stay on the positive side of things. The thing is though, we all subject ourselves to a worry because we want our lives to run as smoothly as possible. A lot of us worry because we're broke college students, we have so many exams coming up and different tests, we have homework to do, we have different organizations we are a part of, we have friends to go hang out with, and yet during all that time we still have to find time to sleep and to eat. I don't even know how you're able to manage all of that in one day. I don't know. And yet to think there's many people out there who worry about a lot more than I do, who have a family and have children, who have those big jobs out there in the world that they are doing, who deal with bills and who deal with a lot more stress than I do, and they end up worrying about how they're going to get food on the table for their family, or if they're going to get a raise at work, or if they're going to get fired. Just all these worries. I am doing this because I am a self-proclaimed worrywart. The definition of worrywart is somebody who worries a lot more than they should, aka I am Catholic right here. Now you might be thinking, what a worrywart? I've never heard that before. What's a worrywart, and what do they do? Well, to give you an example, I am that person who checks the door twice after they've locked it to make sure that it's locked. Maybe 3 times or 4 times, just to make sure. I always leave for class at least 20 minutes before time, even though it only takes me about 5 minutes to get there, just to make sure I get there in time. And in new situations, I'm really anxious and nervous because I have a hard time talking to new people sometimes. And then, to top it all off, I just tend to worry about things in general. Like that college exam. What if I didn't pass? What's my future going to hold? What if I fail again and again and again? What if I don't pass? What if I don't get to do this or this or this? And it just starts to build up inside and you start to freak out and get really frustrated. And then you explode on somebody. And the thing is, I've done that so many times in my life, and yet I'm still here and I'm still alive. So God has really helped me through a lot of those moments. I do love how college has changed my personality so much though. I came into college really shy and awkward, and I had such a hard time talking to new people, and I tend to worry about everything. And now 3 years later, I'm in my senior year and things have gotten so much better. I talk to people a lot more often. I'm more comfortable in new situations, and I don't worry as much as I used to. Now, I still worry a lot, but it's gotten so much easier to handle everything that goes on in college. Now, before we go any further, worrying in itself is not a bad thing. Sometimes worrying can be good or a little bit beneficial. For example, for me, I tend to be a lot more cautious person than some of my friends, which is fine, because I tend to be more attentive to what's going on around me in different situations so I can make the best judgment. I will say that worrying is keeping you from being happy and is making it hard for you to focus on your work and your schoolwork, and you end up inside your room all day not doing anything because you're scared of what's going on in the world, then that's not a good thing. We need to find a way to take away a lot of that worry and instead put in ways that you can relax and de-stress and de-worry yourself and give it to God. I have found many different sites that talk about how to handle worry, and specifically from a Catholic perspective. I'm going to share a few of the things that I've found with you. That way you can create your own toolbox of things you can go to when you start to worry or stress out or be anxious. And that way you'll have those ideas to pull from when you end up in a situation and you're not really sure what to do or how to handle it. Random fact of the day. The words "be not afraid" appears in the Bible 366 times. That is one time for every single day of the year, including leap years. lot of sites I read, the best remedy to having worry is to take action. If you can do something about your worry, go ahead and go do something about it. You need to do something. If you know a way you can fix it, go fix it. If there is nothing you can do about the situation, then you need to pray about it. Just pray about it and dedicate it to God and just say, God, take this from me. Take this worry and fear and anxiousness and suffering from me. Take it and put it on your shoulders and carry it for me. I still hold on to my worry. I just took the test yesterday, so I'm still holding on to that worry going, but I'm so concerned about how I did. And I'm slowly feeling him pry away my fingers, and he's just like, I'm taking it from you. I'm taking it from you, I am Catholic, it is mine now. Besides, when he takes it, it's in God's hands, and God's hands are the best hands for that to be in. We find that worry increases when we focus too much on the world and what is going on in our lives. And what we really need to do is focus on God and what is going on around us spiritually. I really like to take the time to go and look at nature and what's going on around me in the terms of the birds and looking at flowers, but especially in watching sunrises and sunsets. Oh, I love a good sunset. Look at the colors in the sky as they slowly fade away into the darkness, and then the stars come out, just whew, I get shivers thinking about it. I love it so much. I really like this paragraph that I found by Father Mike Schmitz, which you should really go watch his videos because they're so in-depth about the Catholic faith, and he does a very good job of explaining it. But I love what he says here. Imagine that you actually did trust God. Imagine that you had absolute confidence that God was in control, and that even if things turned out the way you didn't want them to, God cared about you and would win in the end. Wouldn't that change everything? That would absolutely change everything for me. And I think for you guys too. If I really dedicated the time and just trusted God, just trusted Him with all my heart, I think my life would be a lot easier and I wouldn't be worrying about this exam as much as I am. Because I just place it in His hands and I say, God, I trust you with this test. I trust that no matter how good or bad or whatever happened on the test, I trust that the outcome is for the benefit of my life and I will learn something from it no matter what it is. TheCatholicStand.com listed a few things that you can do if you're starting to worry and feel stressed out. First one is to pray. And prayer obviously is an awesomely good choice. Because the second one is to read scripture daily. I know I'm not the best about reading the Bible daily, but let's remember, 366 times it says be not afraid in there. Might as well go and find all of them and read about them. And then you'll have those scriptures and those Bible verses to pull from and remember. 3 is to study the teachings of the Church. 4 is to receive the sacraments, step out in faith. And having that faith is very important. But we all struggle with faith, so I understand completely. There's so much more to life than a college test. There's so much more to life than those bills you have to pay. That so much more to life is God. The ultimate goal is God. No matter what happens on earth, those bills won't follow you, my test won't follow me, nothing will follow me except for my soul to God. And that is the most important thing. That's so cool to think about the fact that what I'm worrying about now won't even exist when I get to heaven. After reading all these sources, I decided to create my own toolbox of things that I personally like to go to when I'm stressed out, and they might help you too. So this is IAMCATHOLIC's toolbox of how to handle worry and anxiety. Number 1 is a rosary. I've been told that when you're just holding a rosary, Mary is standing right there with you. That's a powerful thing to imagine. I also believe that even if you're not holding the rosary, she is still there with you. And praying the rosary just calms me so much when I get stressed out. just being able to finger the beads. If you don't want to carry around a full rosary, they have what are called finger rosaries, like this one. And I carry around in my pocket, so if I ever need to relax or breathe a little bit because I'm freaking out, I'll just stick my hand in my pocket and I'll feel this and I'll be like, okay, everything is under control. Mary is praying for me, so everything's good. 2 is a Bible. 3 is a Catholic song list. This song list can consist of any type of music, whether you want it to be pop and upbeat music, or if you have a Christian playlist of music that you like, just make your own list of music to listen to when you start to stress out. I personally like Matt Maher's song Borrowed Time, that song, or I personally like Matt Maher's song Borrowed Time. I also like his song A Future Not My Own, and then Audrey Assad's song I Shall Not Want. All 3 of those songs are amazing because they talk about not thinking of the world and not letting time pass you by, and then striving each day towards God. 4 is Play-Doh, and when I say Play-Doh, I mean P-L-A-Y-D-O-U-G-H. Play-Doh, that stuff that you can pull out and squish in your hands. Gosh, just holding something, it makes it so much easier and you can create things with it. Play-Doh is not just for kids, people. Having a place to go to when you start to feel worried and anxious, whether it's alone in your room, where you need to sit and breathe and read for a little bit. I keep saying breathe a lot, but take those nice deep breaths. But I personally like to go to a playground. I love playgrounds because you can just run around and let off some stress, and I love slides. I love slides. Hanging out with your friends and finding time to have a good group of people that support you and that you can go to if you need advice or if you're starting to stress out, and just hang out with them. Go grab a meal, go to the playground with them, watch a movie, or just sit and talk. Or even just do homework together. If you're that stressed out and you have something you gotta do at that moment, sit down and do homework together. It's really nice to have company. 7 is Netflix. Contrary to popular belief, I'm pretty sure it actually saves lives. I watched Netflix for about 4 hours yesterday. I could have been doing anything else, but I was watching Netflix. What has my life come to? I'm just kidding. But Netflix can be a nice relaxer sometimes. Number 8 is writing down your feelings and thoughts on paper. 9 is reading quotes and then putting them up around your room or in different places where you can see them. I make different canvases of quotes that really mean a lot to me. Number 10 in my toolbox is smiling. It may just seem like a small thing, but the thing is, the more you smile, and then other people see you smiling, and then it brightens their day, and then your day is brightened by that too. And then just you're spreading love just by smiling. Saints up, but here are some saints that are the patron saints of worries and anxieties. The first saint on my list is Saint Jude Thaddeus. And then the next one on my list is Saint Padre Pio. I really suggest looking at Padre Pio because he is awesome. But above all, no matter what you get from this video, just trust God and put all your worries into His hands. Humble yourselves, therefore, under God's mighty hand, that He may lift you up in due time. Cast all your anxiety on Him, because He cares for you. 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 through 7. I hope you have all enjoyed this video about how to handle stress from a Catholic point of view. And now I hope you have at least a small little toolbox that you can go to of ideas to help you out when you're starting to stress out, but most importantly, just give it to God. So I hope you all have a blessed day, and I look forward to seeing you next video. This is IAMCATHOLIC signing off. Bye!